I went early, Rog. I went early.
Hey everyone, welcome to the long-awaited return of the Movie Bin podcast. Today we're talking about video games. I'm here with Jobert.
Hey.
Today we're talking about one of the biggest gaming disasters that we see every year.
It's C3.
What a time to be alive.
Let me tell you, this year's E3 was almost nothing of excitement.
It was, yeah, even like stuff people wanted to see, like The Last of Us 2, Kingdom Hearts, other things weren't here.
Well, I mean, technically there was the Kingdom Hearts trailer. It just wasn't at E3, but
yeah,
it was around the time, kind of.
Yeah, like going through the list, Sony actually had a lot of stuff, a lot more stuff that weren't a part of their E3 conference. They just decided to upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, it's like, and a lot of the stuff that's like on here is like actually interesting. Like you talked about a couple of times that game that the people who made Until Dawn are making, where it's a detective game that you're playing on the phone, and they didn't show that at their press conference, which is amazing to me.
Yeah, exactly, because that's something new, because a lot of this stuff is like, sequel, or stuff we've already have seen.
Oh, come on, you can't tell me you're not excited for Knack 2. I mean, come on.
Knack 2. Well, you see, that's so interesting about why, like, Knack is getting a sequel, because the only reason why Knack is getting a sequel is because it was a launch title for the PS4, and there was nothing to play. So people decided, hey, let's get one of, like, the only two exclusive PS4 games, Knack 2. This is going to be the next Banjo-Kazooie or what, Crash Bandicoot, those games. What it wasn't. All right. So I guess we'll start with the EA conference, which is,
oh man, I love sports, man.
So let's see. Yeah, exactly. EA did not that much this year. They basically came out with their sports, Need for Speed, and Star Wars.
Yeah, basically, if you take out all their sports games and Star Wars, the only like game that you have there is A Way Out, which actually looks really interesting, and I'm kind of excited for it. But besides that, there was just nothing. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 2 actually looked pretty neat, but like besides that, there was just absolutely nothing.
Yeah, even they revealed the game Anthem, but they didn't show any gameplay. They were saving that for other conferences. So
yeah, it was like a 30-second teaser.
Oh god. Yeah, that, like, Star Wars Battlefront 2 actually looks like a full game, unlike the first one.
Yeah.
Because the first one, just, like, again, it wasn't like a full game. Like, there was the weekend beta, and I played that, and I felt like I got everything that I wanted out of that game on that weekend. And I realized, oh shit, they have like a lot of problems with this. Like, okay, there's not enough maps. Hopefully they add more by the release. They didn't. They had this problem where if you wanted to be Luke Skywalker, or you wanted to get into a vehicle, you had to wait at these little pods these little cooldown timers. And basically people would just camp around them and not play the objective.
Yeah, Oh god, I hated how the token system like worked, especially for heroes and vehicles. I feel like it was fine for just like the little pickups around the map.
Yeah,
That was like
exactly.
a special item. But like for it's just a stupid way to handle it for heroes, especially heroes. Vehicles less so, but I still feel like that could have been done better. Um, but there's one part when they were presenting Battlefront 2, it was like this has 4 times the content of
Oh my
Battlefront
god.
1. It was like uh 4 times 0 is still 0, please.
Like I'm so tired of like people coming out and talking about it like a product or just like a checklist using like buzzwords, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, the game's gonna be totally fun. Look at these levels, they're so huge, and it's like you're not really talking about it. Like, this is just bullshit you can come out with out of your ass. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to that later when we get to the digital revolver conference, which basically lampooned that thing with a fucking spear. But we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
we'll get to that.
Yeah, but the game most excited out of this is definitely A Way Out. Just because, well, one, I think the people who made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, they did something really interesting with that game, and I'm so glad that this is like a co-op only game. Like, they don't give a fuck if you are just by yourself. It's like, this game is experienced
Yeah.
as co-op or nothing.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be like more games like that, more games that embrace just co-op, just like there's no other way to experience this game. If the other character was controlled by a computer, this would just be a completely inferior experience. You have to have another person. And what is it? It's embracing couch co-op, which
Absolutely.
is something that is just so long forgotten, and I'm so glad that it's kind of seeing a bit of a revival in here.
I know, like,
Uh,
the only people that are doing like couch co-op are like indie titles and Nintendo.
yeah, and like I think the only like triple A couch co-op game I actually own on like is like Halo: The Master Chief Collection on my Xbox. That's the only couch co-op game I actually have on like the next gen consoles.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, God, I haven't kept update with Call of Duty in forever, but I want to say they still do split screen or
I think it's only like 2 players now.
oh God, yeah,
Yeah, like 4 player couch matches were so fun. Like, why would you just lower it down to 2?
yeah,
Just,
absolutely.
uh,
Which is why, yeah, that's why Nintendo is just so great because a lot of their things are couch co-op. Like, the other week I was playing like Mario Kart with some people, and I was just like, why isn't there more stuff like this? And I love how the Switch basically comes with 2 controllers, and it's like, oh, we can take co-op everywhere. You know, it's like they're
uh,
embracing it so much, and I'm glad this is going to be like hopefully a really interesting game that embraces co-op like that.
yeah, and especially like to the level that it is. Like they were like showing like one part where like one character was like in a cutscene and like the other character was just like walking around, and it's just like it's a little hard to explain, but like
Hmm.
it looked just really cool, just the way they were handling co-op, and especially from the team that did Brothers,
Hmm.
which was a really inventive quote unquote co-op game, because really it's a single player game, but it looked very good, and that's about the only game at the EA conference I could say that I really want to play.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Like, sure, Battlefront 2 looks good, but it's something I'm not going to be like lining up at GameStop midnight release for.
oh man, I can't wait to buy all my Mountain Dew XP codes for Battlefront 2.
I don't know why people God, I forgot about that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, can't wait for those to be a thing again.
Oh
But yeah,
god.
I really I need to play Brothers again, but I know from like someone like Total Biscuit, I believe he said that's his like favorite game of all time. And that game does something so interesting where you do control the two characters with your two thumbs and it's awkward as all hell. But like okay, there's like a point where it's like something like I don't want to spoil it, but something like really emotional happens and it's like perfectly reflected through the controls and you are directly feeling that feeling that the character is going through and it's incredible. Like that is one of the only games that really invoke like emotion just through controls.
Yeah, like
And that's
it's
amazing.
something. Yeah, it's something that's like sorely missing from like storytelling in video games is like actual storytelling through gameplay. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like is something that is not being explored. I feel like it's like just as big of a problem as movies that don't tell their story through visuals. It's like games need to tell their story through gameplay. You know, actually be unique to your own medium, and I think that's something that Brothers does extremely well. So I'm incredibly excited for A Way Out
Yeah, absolutely.
based on that alone.
Yeah. Sorry for folks. You probably hear a lot of background noise. There's people mowing. There's just trains going by. There's a lot of shit going on. Oh
Well,
god,
you
it's
know,
getting louder.
well, you know, shit, we're out here grinding all day. We got shit going on
Yeah.
all around us.
But yeah.
It's every day, bro.
I love Jake Paul.
Jake Pauler's number one. We chew him like it's gum.
Oh my god, that noise is he's getting closer. This is why this is a prestigious podcast. Okay. Moving on.
Introducing the lawnmower man.
He wants to join too. All right. Moving on to Microsoft. 4K. 4K.
4K exclusive. Exclusive.
4K.
Wait, what does that word even mean to Microsoft at this point? Exclusive, because like sometimes they'll have Xbox console launch exclusive. And it's like,
They're
what the fuck?
they're really pushing people to be like, "Hey, buy an Xbox."
Or but would buy a Windows 10 PC because you'll basically get the exact same games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why they're trying to push like launch exclusive, like exclusively launching on Xbox, but yet now they're pushing Windows 10, and it's like, oh boy,
Yeah.
what does that mean? And now I'm really concerned that like, oh, do I have to buy all my games through the Windows 10 store and not through Steam?
Yeah. It does seem like there's a few of the Windows Store games that later get ported to Steam. Like I saw, what is it? The first Halo Wars was a Windows Store exclusive for a while, but later it actually got brought to Steam, which was a cool
Mhm.
thing they did. I don't know if it's going to happen for some of the other Windows Store games, but I hope.
God, I really doubt it because isn't Gears of War 4 or is
Yeah,
that
that's
even
still on the Windows Store.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I know something like Rise of the Tomb Raiders on Steam, right?
Yeah, that's on Steam. Sometimes they have third-party games on the Windows Store, but it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty rare. Like they had Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on there, which it's funny because like the multiplayer servers had like zero population because it had no crossplay with Steam.
Oh my god.
So pretty much
Oh my,
anyone who bought that edition of the game was completely fucked.
oh my god. That's a nightmare. Anyway, Xbox One X or SSX.
I fucking hate that name. I hate the Xbox One X. Like, Scorpio is a much better name.
Or, just call it like Xbox One Pro. I don't think anyone would really judge. Sure, they would probably be like, oh, Sony, but at least it's a different name from like the X and S confusion.
Yeah, it won't confuse a grandma trying to buy a console for her son or grandson, which are basically the point is it's a dumb name. It's some people were pointing out that the acronym for Xbox One X actually spells out Xbox, and I wanted to fucking shoot myself if that's the entire reason they went with Xbox One X.
God. Yeah, so basically this new console, they tout it as a true 4K, which it's like, oh, but the Xbox One S 4K, it's like, no, that up res to 4K, which is something that I don't think Microsoft was like, oh, we got up-res technology. No, they were like, oh, 4K console. Now they're like, oh, true 4K.
Yeah, because what is it? PlayStation 4 was like, oh yeah, we'll super sample it and make it look like 4K. And Microsoft's like, no, we got true 4K.
Yeah.
While on the screen in the background, it has like in giant letters, super sampling.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's black, it's smaller, it looks like an Xbox.
Yeah, I that's one thing I was genuinely really surprised by and like kind of happy for is that it was really small.
Mm-hmm.
It was way smaller than I was expecting.
Unlike Sony, who adds an extra layer to their cake.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking triple hamburger. It's just. Yeah, I'm glad they're like keeping it compact. I feel like they heard loud and clear the people reacting to the original Xbox One, which looked like a giant VCR.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we're going to keep our consoles compact and small. But yeah, that's the 6 teraflops of Xbox One X.
I am so tired of hearing teraflop. I want to fucking...
What does it even mean?
It's just a word to get people excited. It's supposed to be like, oh, Sony has 4 teraflops. We got 6. And it's like, ooh, boy.
Yeah, and the Xbox One X, we got blast processing. Like, just that level of shit. Just like, ugh.
$4.99 coming this fall.
Which... if it does play like actual 4K, that's not too bad of a price if it's $500 for like actual 4K games.
Yeah, but the thing is, some were advertising, 4K 60 frames per second, which is a thing a lot of high-end PCs already have a difficult time already doing. But then there were like some people that were like, 4K at 30 frames per second. So it's like, well, what is it?
I imagine it's like 4K 60 frames per second asterisk only in pixel or indie games.
Yeah. Oh my god. So, yeah. If anything, the biggest benefit for me is that the Xbox One S is going to be dropped down to $200, making it not only making it like, a damn good Xbox at like a great price, but it's a 4K Blu-ray player as well.
Yeah, it's very surprising to me that the Xbox One S is actually like the cheapest Blu-ray 4K player like out there right now, which that's a big win for Microsoft considering that Sony, their Pro console doesn't even have a 4K Blu-ray player,
and that's $100.
Yeah. So
god damn it, they made Blu-ray.
Yeah, they own Blu-ray. It's like, how are you not going to have a 4K Blu-ray player in your 4K console when you own Blu-ray?
God. Yeah, and I just want to know, like, I'm sure the 4K market will get there, but yet, right now, I don't know a whole lot of people that have 4K TVs. I know two people, one of them being my cousin and three now. One being me, one being my cousin, and the other one being Movie Outhouse.
I actually do have a 4K TV in my living room, and
Well, maybe
it
I'm
does.
wrong of how many people have 4K TVs. That's more.
The 4K aspect actually doesn't get used that much.
Right now, no.
Yeah. So it's
But
just like something's like, yeah, this TV's 4K, even though that aspect does not get used at all in this house. But
yeah, 4K is getting pushed. It's getting people are really trying hard because it's like, oh,
yeah,
you can record 4K video on your phone. It looks like shit, but it's 4K.
it's 4K. It has like the bit rate of like a fucking Game Boy camera, but it looks great.
Yeah. Like a lot of like more prosumer cameras got 4K, or displays are getting 4K now, or games or movies. So they're definitely really pushing it, and I feel like it's eventually going to come in, maybe sooner than later.
Yeah, I feel like 4K is gonna start getting normalized in about like the next like 3 or like 4 years. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, till we get to the point where 4K is just HD and then 1080p is just standard definition, because it's like they advertise 4K technology at like Best Buy as like Ultra HD or Full HD or Ultra Full HD, and it's like, just call it 4K. That is
Yeah. Like I don't know. They keep
UHD, USHD.
like they keep saying 4K, but honestly, like you'd have to look really hard to notice much of a difference between 4K and 1080p. It's nowhere near as big of a jump from standard definition to HD.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's really hard to market. So I don't know if many people are going to catch on to it, but who knows?
Yeah.
And yeah, and using like confusing buzzwords like that, and like Best Buy's like ultra super duper HD high definition, better than your TV.
I feel like HDR will be the big reason why people get 4K, because HDR just makes things look prettier.
Yeah, like you can actually like see a difference like right away with HDR.
And like HDR is like only available with like 4K stuff, right?
I think there's some 1080p stuff that has HDR, but I think mostly HDR is on 4K TVs. Yeah.
So, yeah. So I think we should move on to the actual games they showed off. First one on the list, Forza 7.
I actually don't even remember that being shown.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
It's Assassin's Creed, but they're in the sand Egypt place, and he can climb the pyramid. Yeah,
Yeah, I have heard so much crap from people that's like, oh man, they're taking a year off to make the game better. It does not look any different. Sure, the combat looks.
It looks more like, I guess it looks kind of look more like RPG Witchery this time a little bit, but like
you got leveling up systems and the trees and whatnot.
All that, but still, I don't trust Ubisoft with their core titles.
Yeah, they're just. Assassin's Creed is just one of those series that they can milk. They can, and they're still doing it. So doesn't look too exciting. It looks more like Assassin's Creed. So
yeah.
Metro Exodus.
I thought it was really funny when he just nonchalantly just like was looking at the bear, just screaming at him, and just shot a crossbow. And it's just like, why didn't that work?
Yeah. Yeah. I really like the Metro games for their worlds and whatnot. I haven't played a Metro game in a while, so
Yeah, I will say this is actually a pretty decent surprise. I was not expecting a new Metro game, but it's cool. They're making
Yeah.
it. It looks pretty neat.
I saw an article that like confirmed it's not open world, which was a thing a lot of people were kind of confused about. Which sort of sucks, but then again, wouldn't that be like Fallout?
Yeah, it basically would be like Fallout with a lot more subway stations then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one, Player Unknown Battleground.
It's bringing it to Xbox One. Sure, it's actually a fun game though. I don't
I
know.
really don't know anything about it.
Basically, it's like a battle royale game where it's like you're dropped into like this island, and then you go around and you find guns, and then you shoot people, and then you try to be the last man standing. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, those games are getting pretty popular, especially with like
Yeah.
yeah. State of Decay 2.
Save the K1 was pretty fun. It had like some neat like base building elements, which I don't think they showed in this trailer, did they? At least I don't remember them showing. But yeah, it's State of Decay 2. It has co-op now, so sure.
All right. I don't have much to say. I never played the first one.
Yeah.
Next one, The Darwin Project, which looks like an indie-fied battle royale game.
Hey, look, another one.
The animation really kind of threw me off on this one. It looks a little, I don't know, Kingdom Hearts-ish, like the way that they move.
Yeah,
it's really
like
jumpy.
yeah, it looks like very like oddly cartoony for a game about murdering each other. But you know,
You can market that to kids.
yeah, you can market it to kids. I don't know. The one thing I can't say about this is I kind of like how it's more about like tracking your enemies rather than just like pure like go out, find the loot, and kill the peoples. You're like actually like trying to track someone, trying to like follow their noises and their footsteps, and
That could be a lot of fun.
yeah, it definitely could be.
It looks more enjoyable and actually looks good compared to like some of these other battle royale games that just they look very amateur.
Yeah, like Player Unknowns, it definitely it definitely does look pretty amateur in like just the way the shooting works, and like it kind of feels it almost looked a little Arma mod esque, which
Very Unity.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's get something that does not look amateur at all.
Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z
Ball.
Fighter Z. I don't know much about Dragon Ball besides the memes, but this one looks really good.
Yeah, it's made by the same people made Guilty Gear. If you don't know what Guilty Gear is, it's a fighting game for weebs, and it looks great.
Yeah, this game's got like I was drawn in by its art style. Like it's very 3D but 2D at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there is someone honking their horn and I am about to murder them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to record a professional podcast here.
They're just like, hey, can I come on the podcast?
Everyone does.
Yeah, Lawnmower Man, Honk Man. They want to come on the podcast.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to see an anime game that doesn't have like that same art style that almost every single anime game does, where it's like just it doesn't really look good. I don't know.
It's generic at this point.
Yeah, and like in this, it like actually looks like 2D animation, but it's actually 3D, and it looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
like this looks like fun game.
yeah. And I heard it has like the gameplay of like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and it's like,
That's awesome.
oh my god, I want this.
I know,
Please.
like obviously not the biggest Dragon Ball fan, but I know enough about Dragon Ball, and this game looks cool enough that I want it in my hands,
Yeah,
and then I
I
can
want it in my
punch the
hands
people.
and then in my pants.
Okay, the next one, Deep Rock Galactic.
I actually I don't remember what this one was.
This is a low poly, looks like a survival horror mining game where you have 4 people and you go on a badass adventure and fight off hordes of enemies while mining the low poly mine.
Um, sure. I'm sure someone's
Yeah,
excited for it.
I'm not. All
Yeah.
right, the next one, The Artful Escape.
Is that?
Indie 2D indie platformer.
Yeah, that's
Um
the one with the guy with the guitar and he was
mhm.
jumping. If it's like a rhythm platformer, it might be cool because those games are. Yeah, I doubt it is, but like, I don't know. It was just really confusing. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I
um,
don't I don't know what's going on. The
yeah.
animation just kind of looks weird. Like it's trying to go for like I feel like it's trying to go for that style where it's like it's paper but yet it's like pinned together and it's like moving. If you ever like done arts and craft like that in school, it
Yeah.
sort of looks like they're trying to go for that, but it just I don't know. It looks really weird and I'm not too sure what the actual game is. But yeah, it's becoming like a trend now of like, oh, really good looking indie games, but the gameplay is very average, to say the least.
Looks really just. It's a, it's a thing. I don't know.
Now,
The lighting looked really weird to me, and just like the way it was reflecting off the surfaces, and then just contrasting that with the paper-esque character models. It looks weird. I
mhm.
don't know. I don't know what the game is, but I'm not looking forward to it too much. If it could surprise me, who knows? But yeah,
Although another indie platformer that really surprised me with its art style was The Last Night.
I like even beyond like the whole cyberpunk vaporwave aesthetic, which I'm down with that.
Hmm.
Uh, just like the way they were doing pixel art here, where it looks like semi 3D. It just oh
I
oh my god.
know.
It makes it like look kind of like retro, but like also next gen is just like it's just oh my god. The art style is just
I
way
know.
too beautiful for words. It just oh
It takes yeah. I just really hope the game looks like this and really lives up to what the trailer is.
yeah. And like even if like the gameplay isn't that interesting
Hmm.
and it's just I would honestly be fine with buying this just as like an art piece, just look at
Oh
really
yeah.
cool art for like 1.5 hours or like 2.5 2 hours,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, just alone, it's just pretty art to look at. Like god damn.
Yeah, like this all yeah, like I was saying, it doesn't have to have good gameplay. Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
fine with looking at this.
Yeah, a noir vaporwave like cyberpunk pixel art game.
This is
I'm
right up my alley.
yeah. Xbox One console launch exclusive, so you can expect it on PC, folks.
Yeah, and that's I think where everyone's gonna play it.
Yeah. All right. Next one, Sea of Thieves.
This game looks pretty fun, and it is pretty fun if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, because
yeah.
this is the wait. Oh no, this is not the pirate game I was thinking about. Looking
Oh,
at the trailer now.
I think the other pirate games at Ubisoft. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Sea of Thieves. It's like the first game Rare has made in like years. The first actual game, I should
What are you
say.
talking about? They made all those Connect games.
Yeah.
Connect.
Everyone remembers Connect Sports Resort Island. Or is that Wii
that
Sports?
doesn't come with the Xbox, or the thing that doesn't have like a port on the new Xbox? You know, the Connect.
Yeah, man. Oh god.
You know,
Everyone loves the reason that the original Xbox One was $500.
It's because they got Connect, and then they were like, Xbox One can only be experienced with the Connect, and then they got rid of the Connect.
They got rid of it.
Yeah, because it only took so many years for them to realize, oh, they don't want it. So why are we shipping it?
Maybe this thing that we pushed on everyone is not so good. Maybe that's why everyone is just selling it and don't want them.
Oh god. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game looks like it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because if this is like a true pirate game, like all I want to do in this game is like troll people. Like I want to go up to their ships and then steal all the shit that they worked so hard to get for because pirate game. That's what I want. I want to be an asshole.
Yeah. Oh god. There definitely looks like so many just opportunities just to, like, just ruin somebody's day, which best
this is basically be an asshole in a safe virtual space as a cartoon pirate.
Yeah, it's be an asshole simulator.
Yeah,
and,
this looks like it could be fun. All right, we're 40 minutes in and we're only on Microsoft.
Okay, maybe should we just go through like the highlights for the next few conferences instead of going on every single game?
Okay, Cuphead Xbox looks awesome. Comes out September.
Crackdown 3, Terry Crews. Yes, I'll buy.
Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Hell yeah, dude.
God.
Excuse my sin. Hella yeah, dude.
Yeah. Wowzers. Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Was really surprised they were making a second one, and pleasantly surprised that looks good, great, good. Yeah.
Anthem looks like a third-man shooter where you shoot people.
Yeah, and had the actors from Ubisoft trailers. It was like, wow, I got Jarvis Wrath. Cool.
Yes. Oh my god. Let's move on. I'm sure some people will eat that up.
Minecraft 4K.
The true way to show off your new Xbox.
Let's see what this monster can do. Just Minecraft, just a 20-minute Minecraft let's play.
Yeah. New Middle Earth game.
It looks cool. I like the first one.
The first one was basically fun Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and it looks like they're making like steady improvements to this one, and like they're improving the Nemesis system, which was like the coolest part about the first one. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, looks fun.
Yeah. And that's it for Microsoft.
Oh, come on, man. You don't want to talk about the anime vampires?
No, thank you, Bethesda.
Paid mods.
Oh my god, there's this great video I saw before we started recording where it was basically the clip from SpongeBob, and he was like, "There's something. I think there's something behind me." He's like, "I feel like someone's trying to sell me something," and then it's like nothing. He walks off, and then it cuts to like the two business people, and of course it's like Todd Howard and Bethesda briefcases and paid mods.
Oh god. I mean, at least Bethesda's better than Take Two, who just tries to kill their mods.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there's going way too far in seeing the value in mods, and
They already tried in the past, and that didn't work.
yeah, it's like they've already tried to do this with Skyrim, and it like backfired so hard. It's like, why?
I am.
Why do this?
I'm so fucking sick of Skyrim because they got. Okay, I'm just gonna read off
They
all
had
the stuff that they
two
showed.
Skyrim re-releases here today. They had Skyrim for the Switch and Skyrim for VR.
Oh, and don't forget, they're making a Skyrim card game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They have Elder Scrolls Legends,
Yep.
Heroes of Skyrim.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So I'm just gonna read off the games real quick. They got Doom VR, which is I don't know VR. They got Fallout VR. Skyrim VR. Why not? They got a Dishonored DLC, the Elder Scrolls card game. They got Creative Club. I don't know what that is for
It's
Fallout.
the paid mods.
Oh, good to know. Evil Within 2, which I wasn't. I never really liked the look, or it was just like I'm not really interested in the Evil Within one.
Yeah. The trailer had like some interesting visuals in it, but besides that, no.
Yeah.
Really the only thing of interest they showed off at Bethesda was Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus,
Yeah.
which looks great. I think it looks great. I loved the first one. And I think if they make another one that was just, it's has more of the same gameplay and, just a little bigger, a little funner. I feel like it could be a good old time.
And that's Bethesda.
Yeah, that was Bethesda. They had like a really short conference. It was only like
They showed
35 minutes. Yeah, it was like just a really just it was a video.
I think the biggest thing that people say this is the worst one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that myself. It's like, yeah, Bethesda's pretty bad, but there was also EA's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The best E3 conference, Digital Revolver, which I really recommend that you watch their 15-minute conference where they didn't show off any games.
They showed off like 2 games.
Okay.
They had like that one like top-down ninja game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they had Serious Sam, but it was pixel art. Now, the rest of the conference, I feel like you just need to watch it yourself. It's what was it that Magnus said on Twitter? It was like E3 meets like E3 written by Eric Andre or something like that.
It was just like shit posting to the next level.
It's shit posting to the next level. Yeah, basically. Yeah,
they basically like lampooned EA's conference in a weird way, not like specifically, but they were like early access. You want a 2D game? You want a 2D like platformer about love, but also has 16-player deathmatch? You got that. And then some dude like stuck his hand in a computer. It got cut off. Then like developers were covered in blood, and like some lady started bleeding from her nose, and it just turned into an Eric Andre skit basically.
Yeah, it's
I loved it. They
just
won.
watch it. Yeah, they won the show as far as like who had the best conference. They won it completely.
Because it was short and I was entertained the whole time.
Yeah, I can't say there was a moment I was bored.
Alright.
PC gaming show. Do we want to even cover this?
No. The
All
only
right.
game that looked cool was Ooblets, which was
Dude,
Pokemon and Animal Crossing. No, wait, no. Pokemon and Harvest Moon.
yeah, it looked cute. The
It
art
looked
style was
cute.
so cute.
Ubisoft.
uh,
The biggest surprise was
yeah.
Mario and Rabbids.
I don't know if that was the biggest surprise because of the leak earlier on, but
Well, I would say in terms of what the actual game was.
yeah, that too. But I still think there was a bit of a bigger surprise later on in the
Yeah,
conference.
okay,
But
yeah. Yeah,
um,
I'm looking at it now and I agree with you.
yeah, what is it? But yeah, in terms of gameplay, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So basically, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is an XCOM game. What the fuck? Huh? Like this should not work. It should not like work, but it kind of looks like it does.
Yeah.
It actually looks fun.
It looks like
And
the same reaction when Kingdom Hearts, because they were like, Disney and Final Fantasy?
yeah, but yeah, it's like a
At least
combination
that
of
one
absurd
was like
that
RPG, which is the same
yeah.
thing as Final Fantasy, but this one was just like, okay, platformer and platformer, let's make a strategy game.
I thought weren't the Rabbids games, weren't they like mini games or something like
You also
Mario?
gotta realize that Rabbids are basically the minions of the Rayman universe.
Oh yeah, that's right. But
They're fucking minions.
they are basically they are just minions. That's another reason why I don't get away with minions. That's a whole other tangent
Yeah,
about
yeah,
minions, but
okay,
still,
they already showed off Assassin's Creed. I don't give a shit about the Crew 2.
yeah, the most boring part of the conference I would say was Crew 2.
2 new South Park games. We already seen
Yeah.
Fractured Butthole. Did they say a release date?
I think it was like October of this
October
year.
17th of this year.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, it looks fun. I really like the. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. I really like the first South Park.
This one, they
And
look like they're actually adding a lot more.
yeah, like they're changing up the
system.
gameplay a lot. Like, yeah, it looks cool, and I'm really surprised like how much they're actually changing the gameplay and just the way like the tiles work and like your powers work. It it just it's surprising to me. I don't know. I thought they were gonna do something that's like very similar to the first game, just with new backdrop, new character, or I guess not new
Right.
characters, but like just new character interactions. But no, they're actually changing it quite substantially, and I appreciate that quite a bit.
Yeah. And then Phone Destroyer, which I'm trying to look at the trailer, but it looks like another like turn-based RPG, but yet it's cowboys and Indians. I've been
This is like,
wanting a new game to play on my phone, and this one looks fun.
yeah, let me check the trailer again, but I remember it looking like it kind of looks like like the CCGs kind of games, like the Hearthstone kind of variety, but just like more visuals to go along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Yeah, this is definitely like a Hearthstone type game. But yeah, I'm sure it could be a fun little distraction to have.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So the
looks
next
cool.
one is the Elijah Wood game.
We know fucking nothing about it.
Elijah Wood basically made a weird ass trailer. They announced that he's directing it. It's a VR game. And that's it.
Yeah, they said it's a VR game about VR.
And Elijah Wood.
And Elijah Wood. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all they showed. Skull and Bones.
This is Assassin's Creed 4, but without Assassin's Creed and just the pirate stuff.
Yeah, which that is actually one of the biggest problems with Assassin's Creed 4 is it was actually a good game. It would have been a lot better if it wasn't an Assassin's Creed game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is basically that. So, yeah, it's like a multiplayer deathmatch pirate ship combat game. And it looks neat. I'll try it out.
Yeah.
Not too excited for it, but
yeah.
It looks fun.
My biggest thing is that I don't want it to turn into like For Honor, where it's like, really interesting. Yeah, exactly. Like really interesting multiplayer game, but the fan base just drops off fast.
Yeah, I think one of For Honor's biggest problems was that peer-to-peer was just ruining the game and like was just ruining connections during matches. And it was just almost impossible to play the game.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing people complained about were the connections.
Yeah, it's like, just please invest the money into dedicated servers for this game if you wanted to survive.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
Now they got a new series to milk off of.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Watch Dogs sure is working out too much.
Watch Dogs 2 was actually okay. It wasn't that bad.
I don't think enough people bought it, though.
I mean, yeah, the first one was just such a massive disappointment that I don't blame them. But after hearing so much, it's like, oh, this one's actually kind of fun. I picked it up, and it is.
Yeah,
it actually has
I think just like Knack 2, first game, not good, but yet it sold a lot, so it's like, oh, we want a sequel, so we can make it better. But yet the sequel doesn't do as good because people have that impression from the first game.
Yeah.
So
it's just kind of just stuck in this trap. Is like, what are you gonna do? Right? I mean, yeah. That's the same thing happened to Titanfall 2, and that was like a legitimately great game. And it didn't sell at all.
It's just people remember, oh, this game died in a month.
Yeah. It's like, gotta make a good first impression, boys.
Yeah. So speaking of games that should probably die, Far Cry 5.
It looks like Far Cry, but now it's with them Americanos.
I couldn't care less what it was about. Far Cry died when I was done with Blood Dragon.
Yeah, Blood Dragon, aka the best game Ubisoft ever made. Yeah, that was basically that was the last like really like good Far Cry game that I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to mention one other game that they showed at Ubisoft, which was a game called Starlink. And it was basically like the ship combat game. And, it started off, they were showing all like the space combat, and it looked really fun to me. And I was like, oh man, this actually looks pretty cool. And then there was one moment in the trailer where I think a lot of the people I was watching it with and the entire Twitch chat just screamed, no! And that was when they showed off that it was a Skylanders-esque game.
Ooh.
Where you bought like plastic parts.
I'm looking at it now, and why does it connect to your controller?
That is also what confused me. It connects to your Nintendo Switch controller and it just awkwardly stands on top of it.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's just it's like you had such potential. Why?
No. All right. Well, the biggest. Oh wait. Do we want to talk about the Just Dance people?
Bubble pop. Bubble pop.
That's it.
That's a
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
CG trailer, but the CG trailer was very well made.
Yeah, it
I'll give it that.
was. It got people excited, but again, CG trailer.
Yeah, you saw like a glimpse of what might be gameplay in the developer diary thing on someone's monitor in the background, but
uh,
still CG trailer.
yep.
So, I mean, it's really cool that they finally announced the game and they're saying, like, yeah, we're making it. And if the CG trailer actually reflects what you might be able to do in the gameplay, then yeah, I'm totally excited for this game.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
never played the first one, but I know people were flipping their shit about it. I know this game has been like, what? It was announced like 2008 or 9, maybe
yeah,
older.
yeah, I think so. Like, I know it's like just like the original is like this huge like cult classic game
Mm-hmm.
that everyone who's played it absolutely loves, and you know they were constantly asking for a sequel. I can't remember if they actually announced. I think they did. I think they actually announced it. I can't remember now,
Yeah,
but
there's a really old trailer.
yeah. And then
This game was, they basically pulled a Last Guardian where it was dead for the longest time after they showed a trailer, and now it's back now it's back.
but what's really weird to me is I know a lot of people who wanted a second game really wanted one because the first one ended on a cliffhanger. But they said that this one is the prequel.
Ooh.
Um,
Uh-oh.
so I don't know how they're gonna answer that little thing, but you know, you Ubisoft.
Yeah, ubiquitous software.
you.
Okay, next one, Sony, also known as disappointment time.
Yeah. Oh God.
So
Once again, I
again,
had such hope.
the biggest game everyone was hoping for to see this year was The Last of Us 2. How
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Undertale Vita, but
How will they top The Last of Us, which was a game I really liked at first, but then I kind of was like, towards afterwards, but still a good game. How will they top it? They didn't show it.
yeah, but instead, I mean, it would have been kind of repetitive to show two zombie games at
Yeah.
the same conference. Instead, they showed Days Gone. Oh, well, really, if you want to be technical, the first thing they showed or let us hear was their horrendous audio issues. But yeah,
Yes.
for the entirety of the first two trailers at the conference, there was no audio.
But then again, what were the first two trailers?
It was like Uncharted DLC and Horizon Zero Dawn DLC.
Exactly.
So I guess they were kind of saying to the audience, "Yeah, you know you don't care about this shit."
Yeah.
So let's continue.
So David Cage has a new game.
Oh, it's the Detroit Become Human. See,
Hold
he
on, wait.
was telling them not to be slaves, and then they were like, "Oh, then I'm going to follow you, and you're my new master." Isn't that some nice social comment?
Isn't this game about cyborgs?
Yeah, it's a game about
At,
cyborgs.
at least that will cover up the robotic acting that's in every David Cage game ever. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
get really
true.
close to the microphone. Stop giving David Cage money. Like, his
Yeah,
stories aren't good. Nothing about his games are good.
I mean, like, I kind of like how they're like trying to emphasize like how different the paths you can walk are, but not just by saying it, but actually like showing, like, oh my God, shut the fuck up,
I hear that.
lawnmower.
But I'm done with David Cage.
I mean, yeah, it will probably make a really funny series of Adam Plays videos.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure some YouTubers are gonna make some really funny videos out of it. But just, a game that I would buy and enjoy. It's just his games don't do that for me.
Yeah.
And then something like Until Dawn comes around and was like, oh, we're gonna be stupid and fun. Like, we're actually gonna do what David Cage has been doing for a while, but actually make it fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. More Life is Strange. Round of applause.
Wait a minute. This wasn't at the conference. Hold on.
A lot of shit wasn't.
Yeah.
Let's get that clear. Sony had Sony's conference was so bare, and they could have shown off so many games, but they didn't.
Yeah. They saved it for their pre-show and their after-show, which some of these games, like, why? Like, a new game by the studio who made Until Dawn. It's like, why wouldn't you show that at your main conference? Until Dawn was such a wildly successful game.
Yeah. God, I'm just looking at the list. A new Uncharted game. I don't care. It comes out August. That's
Sure.
really soon. Oh my god.
The Monster Hunter game looked kind of neat. You jumped on the dinosaur, and then the dinosaur died.
And then the dinosaur died. Days Gone. It looks like HD Ride to Hell Retribution, but with zombies.
So many QuickTime events. That was a major theme at Sony, was QuickTime events.
It looked like The Last of Us. Days Gone.
It looked like Breath of the Wild with zombies, if you know what I'm saying. That's probably the quote they're going to put on the box, damn it.
Skyrim with guns.
Skyrim with guns. Oh.
Yeah. What was it? What was the other QuickTime game? Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was Spider-Man, which I was actually really looking forward to this game because the trailer got me excited, and just the studio that's working on it, Insomniac, who made Sunset Overdrive, which was a game where movement was made like just so incredibly rewarding and fun.
You do a really good job of that.
Yeah, and Spider-Man, it looks like a video game.
Yeah. They already wasn't there already like a big Spider-Man game for PS4, but it looked like garbage?
I think there was one that was based off of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh my god. The best one to make it up.
the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How could you betray me?
Okay. Shadow of the Colossus. Probably the thing no one expected.
Yeah, this is like the only thing that caught me off guard.
Mm-hmm. So I have a little qualm with this one, a little problem. So there are parts of this trailer that look insanely good. There are other parts that look incredibly weird compared to the old style of Shadow of the Colossus, which is very like doom and gloom, lots of fog.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be really moody, but this one looks a bit too clean.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you're talking about. I think there's some parts of this trailer that look like even better than the actual game. Like the part where he's like it's like the Colossi where he's in the room and then there's like the pillars. Yeah, like that part looked amazing. But then there's like parts where like he's on which Colossi was the one where he's on the horse, and then it was that one.
Trailer.
Yeah,
I'll be pulling up the trailer for all this stuff.
I can't.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad people are gonna be able, who own a PS4 will be able to play Shadow of the Colossus, but I just don't want it to be like tonally off version. Like, it's clean for the sake of being clean, but that's not really what Shadow of the Colossus is about. Like, yeah. I was really concerned because I saw a lot of beams of light in this one, and like a cool thing about Shadow of the Colossus is that you never see the sun. It is always covered by something, and it's like, oh, that's really doom and gloom.
Yeah, it's like this one. It's a little bit more light.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm just coming this from Shadow of Colossus is like my favorite game, period, and I want him to
yeah,
do it right.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's the way a lot of remakes do it. It's like there will be some parts where it will look better than the actual game,
Mm-hmm.
just like stylistically. But I feel like there's definitely going to be some parts where they do get it wrong. It's just the way most remasters turn out.
The PS3
Especially,
one of this game was great.
well, yeah. I mean, the PS3 one was that one was really just a remaster. It was just like
Yeah,
taking the old ass. It
this
was
is
basically
really a
taking the
remake.
PS2 game. Yeah, this is like a full on remake, like just fully rebuilding it.
Yeah,
And yeah,
they should do the Square Enix thing where they make it episodic, 4 colossi at a time.
you want to fight the first 4 colossi? $50, sir.
That's more dramatic. All right. I don't care about Call of Duty. God of War, also known as Let's Make This The Last of Us God of War.
Yeah, it it looked like a video game where you hit people with an axe.
Yeah. It does not look exciting.
Yeah, there's that's the major theme of this year's E3 is that there are not a lot of games that like looked interesting or like
Yeah.
looked really exciting. It's just the ones that did look interesting looked really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But like then you got God of War, which looks like a game.
Like,
Um,
if they somehow like still make it like traditional hack and slash to like, God of War, be it in that third person style, maybe it'll be enjoyable. But if it just turns into like Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm just like, God, I am so sick and tired of all these games looking and playing the same.
yeah, it's just like we needed video AAA video games developers need to take more risk. I feel like that's obvious, like of course, you need to take more risks and need to make more experimental games. But it's getting to a fever pitch at this point where you can't tell certain games from the other.
Right.
You know, like can some like what is Anthem besides just the Division meshed with a bit of Titanfall?
Exactly.
Like, what is that game besides that?
It's like be yourself. Don't do drugs. I was thinking the Frank Ocean song. But like the lady is like, be yourself. Do not do drugs. Pray to God.
What was the thing she says? Like, lazy, uncoordinated, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that, video game developers.
Yeah. Okay. Destiny 2.
Looks like a video game.
Yeah, this like okay, so I enjoyed Destiny 1 up until the point where there was nothing to do but grind. And then I dropped the game forever. And then expansions came out, and apparently they changed the whole like leveling system and a lot of stuff to like act and the ghost's voice. Sorry, Peter Dinklage.
They're in the walls.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe I don't know. I heard Destiny got way better after all this expansion stuff.
Yeah,
So
the Taken King definitely improved the game a lot
yeah,
from the
and
vanilla
see,
version.
I just don't know. And maybe Destiny 2 will be better. And a big thing for me is that it's on PC now.
Yeah, which That's that's a big selling point that it's actually on PC now. It's on a platform that it will actually be comfortable playing a shooter, and you won't have to play it at 30 frames per second.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that people wanted, and now we got it.
Yeah.
So,
Which, I mean, it sucks for people who invested in a PS4 Pro or eventually an Xbox One X that won't get that, but
yeah. All right. One of my favorite games that they didn't show off at the conference, but on YouTube, was Hidden Agenda, which is a game made by the Until Dawn people, where it's like two detectives, and it's like a David Cage game, but you and three other people, so four, can play this game. So four people can play this game on their phones. You don't need a controller. That's awesome. Like when I saw, what was it, the Jaxbox games that were first taking advantage of like using a phone.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see more of that, and now we have some really great stuff where it's like, because the whole thing about Until Dawn was that like people played this together, and I played it together with like a lot of people, and we like did it in like 1 8-hour sitting. Like with 5 other people, and it was awesome, and other YouTubers did this as well, and now you can play it, and that's awesome.
Yeah, like I feel like this is like a really good example of like a company actually seeing feedback and actually seeing how people are like taking advantage of their game and actually using that in their development of the next game. It's a move that I rarely see from game developers, and I'm very excited to see where Hidden Agenda goes, and just I don't know. I'm sure it looks interesting, just the way like how other players can have different motives and just like how you form decisions together. It looks fun.
And then you'll have like the people who are assholes and just troll.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm gonna fuck up everything for you. I'm gonna kill all the characters.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, this game could be really good. And like some people criticize, Until Dawn was stupid because it was basically a really basic horror, and it's like, that's the point. You know, it's like, that character, you don't want him to go in the closet. Well, you don't have to make him go. Like, make sure everyone stays alive.
Yeah. It's like, it's a game invented for people who like always shout and complain at horror movies, like, oh, why didn't they do this? It's just like, oh, well, you can do that now. See how that turns out for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Knack 2.
Yo, game of the year. Let me tell you about Knack 2. Knack 2, you got more knacks, I think they're called. Yeah.
I see you're a big fan.
Huge fan of the first game. You got more stacks that you can become. And you got more flax that you can drive. Huge improvement. Knack 2 loves the first one. Game, fun, year, good.
Yep. Anything else from the Sony conference?
Undertale for the Vita.
There was Ni no Kuni 2. I know some people were really excited about that. Yet another game they didn't show off at their conference. I guess, was it because it's too anime for some people?
Yeah. It's a very Western conference here at Sony. Yeah. Surprisingly.
I just imagine like there's like someone, and then they like show off the trailer for like some anime game, and they're just like, what the fuck did I buy a PS4 for? And then they just sell it to GameStop. It's like, what do you think is going to happen when
Yeah, what do
if
you
you
think
show off this
is gonna
stuff?
happen if you buy a Japanese console and there's Japanese video games?
Yeah,
It's like they showed off Western games.
yeah. At least Ni no
It's
Kuni has that like Studio Ghibli style going.
yeah, yeah, that's cool. I haven't played the Ninu Kuni games, but I keep
Neither.
hearing that they're fantastic. Then again, I hear like almost every single JRPG. I hear one person say, "Man, this is one of the greatest games I've ever played." It's like, which one is actually telling the truth?
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the last one, which was another video. Nintendo, but I think
Nintendo actually had the most consistent press conference, I'd say, and probably the best in terms of games.
yeah. Okay, so Xenoblade, I don't know anything about it, but again, another JRPG people claim it's
Yeah,
the best ever.
another one. But I saw like a tiny bit of gameplay for this that they showed off at the Treehouse, and it looked pretty fun. You know, it's not nothing I'm gonna rush to stores to buy, but I'll try it out if I get the chance. But you know,
Yeah. All right.
Kirby, another one.
Whoa.
I feel like two Kirby
they get
games get
DJ
announced
Khaled
every
here?
month.
I want to see DJ Khaled host a Nintendo conference
Another one
with his
Just
son that he won't.
Assad, you're my son, Assad.
God, I feel so bad for that child because it's like think of that man being your father.
Assad.
Yoshi looks like Yoshi.
We did skip over something that's of relative importance.
Yeah. I just kind of want to get over the games that they were literally like.
It was just like another one. Yeah. It was DJ Khaled.
Yeah. We'll get to that one.
Yeah.
Rocket League. It's Rocket League.
Fire Emblem Warriors. It's that Hyrule Warriors game, but with a Fire Emblem skin now.
No, it's a Fire Emblem game for the Switch.
No, that's actually what the game is.
Wait, what the fuck?
That actually is what the game is.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I just saw the cinematic trailer. I didn't see gameplay.
No, it's made by Koei Tecmo. The people who make all those like Dynasty Warriors games.
Holy
like that.
Shit, there it is. I thought it was just gonna be Fire Emblem for the Switch. God damn it, I am disappointed.
Yeah, no, you're dead ass wrong right there.
Oh my God. So much for that.
Yeah.
All right. Untitled Pokemon game for the Switch. They literally just showed a video of some guy writing on his notebook and is like, there's gonna be a core Pokemon game by Game Freak on the Nintendo Switch. Are you happy?
I mean, so many, like, there was a Pokemon Direct that happened a while ago that everyone was getting mad at because they didn't announce that.
Yeah.
So I feel like they had to just, like, we're working on it. Shut the fuck up. Please, just stop.
They didn't show anything from the new Pokemon games that they showed off at that Direct. So that's cool.
Yeah, they basically just said, we're making a Pokken tournament for the Nintendo Switch.
And
that's it.
And new 3DS games.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah.
What else? Sonic Forces.
Yeah. This one actually looks goddamn. I hate saying this because this is the big meme. Everyone says, "Oh man, the new Sonic game looks cool," and it turns out to be garbage. And I'm like, wow, this is the Sonic game that actually makes me look interested because it looks like fun. But I swear it's gonna turn out to be garbage.
Yeah, the thing is, this looks like Sonic Generations, which Sonic Generations is like the only good Sonic game in like the past 10 years.
Hmm.
Um, and that gets me excited. They also have that other Sonic game that looks actually really fun, and like it was like
Boom?
no, another one that's coming out this year. Um, is the one that looks like the Genesis games,
Oh, yeah.
Sonic Mania. That one actually looks it looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, if Sonic Forces is good on them, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Let's just talk about the JPEG that was
so,
Metroid Prime 4.
God damn it. I was about to say the meme. Nintendo announced Skate 4.
And Animal Crossing.
And Animal Crossing. Oh, God. Yeah. Finally.
Yeah.
It's been since like 2007 since the last Prime game. So I feel like it's time. But yeah, it was a nice looking JPEG. They took the old Metroid Prime logo, photoshopped that into an image of a blue 4.
There's compilations out there of people reacting to Metroid
Oh yeah,
Prime
people are
4.
going fucking insane over this.
Yeah,
Like I don't usually like reaction videos, but I do find the like reaction videos to like, yeah, the ones where people are like really genuinely like excited for like a new game announcement at E3. Those are like the only ones I really like, and there was a lot of good ones that came from Metroid Prime 4. But yeah, people were flipping their shit over this, which I didn't finish Metroid Prime 1. I played a bit of it. I thought it was a pretty cool, like, atmospheric game. So, yeah, sure. This is a huge... I wasn't expecting this at all.
Yeah.
So, I don't think anyone really was. So, it's cool that they announced this. And they actually announced another Metroid game later on.
The 3DS one.
Yeah, it's actually a remake for Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, which it's cool.
Yeah.
That's a neat little thing they're doing. What is it? There was a Metroid 2 remake called AM2R that Nintendo filed like a cease and desist on. And people thought it was like, oh, Nintendo's being dicks again.
Just making...
It's like, no, that makes actually makes a lot of sense now because they're making it themselves.
Yeah, it's like I'm just remembered of like the person who tried to like make a fully fledged Minecraft movie on Kickstarter, and then they were like,
wait,
no.
What?
Yeah, it was like, okay, so you know Freddie W, right?
Yeah.
So one of his friends who was a part of them, they like split apart because they wanted to do their own projects. The first thing that he tried to do was he wanted to do a fully fledged Minecraft movie, but yet funded by Kickstarter, but Minecraft sent a cease and desist because they're making their own Minecraft movie coming 2019.
Yeah, written by Mac from Always Sunny and starring Steve Carell.
It's the story of Stinky Steve.
Oh my! How did I never piece that together? The main character from Minecraft is named Steve, and Steve Carell. How did I never piece that? God.
You know that's an actual book series that you can get on Amazon for free.
Oh yeah, Stinky Steve. The Minecraft book series. A classic of literature, of course.
Yeah. So yeah. JPEG, I'm glad people are excited for it. I don't think I've ever played a Metroid game in my life, so
some of them are fun. 2D ones are pretty fun. Prime games are pretty fun. I've never beat one, but I've played a lot of them.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's cool that the Metroid series is finally getting some love again. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's a that's a neato little announcement. Now let's
And then
get to
the game that they showed off.
yeah, probably the best game shown off at the
Yeah,
entirety of the C3.
Mario
Um,
Odyssey.
who and it just that game got some swing in it, Sonny.
Yeah,
That
that song made, and especially the way that they started it off, it was like dinosaur, oh, Monster Hunter, no,
yeah.
fucking Mario.
Yeah, I love it when game companies for E3 do that when they like try to make you think that it's something else and they're like, nah, fuck you, it's Mario, boy.
They tried to do that with the Rabbids game, but it was leaked, so it didn't work.
Did they really try to do that? I
Yeah,
feel
it
like,
was like a rabbit looking. It was like he was on a white background, and then he looks up, and it's like, oh, a Mario block. What?
oh man, this surprise was for the two people who didn't see the leak and were trying to swallow cyanide from seeing a rabbit dressed in a peach outfit taking a fucking selfie.
She's my favorite one.
That's my favorite.
But yeah, um, God, they showed off a lot of gameplay afterwards, and it looks really good. The way that you can like you can turn into stuff, like
Yeah.
a human.
Yeah, I like how Nintendo they heard the people that were saying, "Wow, seeing Mario next to like realistic looking people is really weird and kind of off-putting for me." And
Mhm.
they're like, "Fuck you, he can also possess them. Uh,
And a tank.
he can also become a tank." My favorite from that was that someone photoshopped a picture of like the it's like Tiananmen Square, like the guy standing in front of the roll of tanks, just photoshopped a Mario hat, a mustache on it.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that trailer with that song just it was just excitement. That's all
yeah,
I
it
got. I
was.
was just like, I want to play this. This looks exciting. This looks fun.
Yeah, it looks like a fun little game, and like they weren't taking themselves really seriously, and
Mhm.
like Mario, it actually like feels weird again. It's kind of strange that like the other games, didn't really feel too weird, even though they are weird. It's
Yeah.
a plumber from Brooklyn fighting a giant lizard.
Like
But like,
but the worlds in this one, they were showing off there's like a dino land, there's like a low poly place, there's a jungle, the one big level that they showed off afterwards was like an ice desert world where everything was cold but it was also a desert, so there's sand everywhere. That was weird, but yet it looked new and interesting, and I want to know
yeah.
what's next.
And of course, like they have like the huge city where you can
Mm-hmm.
possess taxi cabs, and it
God.
just it looks fun.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It looks fun, and if it actually is on like the more Mario 64, Mario Sunshine side of things, like with that like explorative gameplay,
That's what they
I
said.
think yeah.
There's like a
If
picture out there where it's like, oh, it's Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, then Odyssey, and then the Galaxy games and the 3D Land games were on its other timeline, or not timeline, but
uh,
category.
yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it actually lives up to the expectation that they're like setting up, then I think this will probably get me to buy a Nintendo Switch. Like Zelda was pushing, was like already
Hmm.
almost enough. This is just pushing me over the edge. It's like, yeah, I have to buy a Switch.
Yeah. And the big thing coming out, there's like a lot of games coming out like this fall, and I'm like, I really like that. Sure, the future may not be as exciting, but yet I'm glad that like, oh, this game's coming out fall, this game's coming out fall. granted, I'm sure a lot of this stuff can be pushed, but Nintendo doesn't delay games that often.
There was a lot of like 2017 October fall releases that they showed off, which that's always cool to show off something that we are going to get our hands on soon, instead of announcing a game and not releasing it for 10 years. Cough, cough, Square Enix. Just, yeah, I think Nintendo just had to. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. This is the Jobert movie podcast. We're here with our guest today, Mr. Ben Biggie Smiggy. He's a wonderful guest today. He is also medically mute as of right now. It's a very, very rare condition. Mr. Ben Biggie Smiggy, how are you doing right now? Very, very interesting indeed. I would like to know your thoughts on the Nintendo E3 press showing. You really like the part where the bird sang the song. Neat. What the fuck am I doing? Are you excited for Third Man Shooter 34-64-5B? Oh, yes, very excited. Trust me, you are not alone in that extreme excitement.
There's going to be more noises now. This is just...
Yeah, everyone's getting in on the podcast today.
Yeah. So, yeah. That game actually looks fun, and I already have a Switch, so I'm sold.
Yeah, like the thing. It looks just fun. It looks weird, which I feel like would probably add to the fun of just like how weird it is. It's just yeah.
Yeah. See,
it's fun.
See, yeah, you perfectly like said everything about this show. It was like the stuff that's really interesting is really interesting, but yet the stuff that doesn't look interesting is really not interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's so other side of the spectrum. Like there's no in between here.
Yeah, it's either you are really out there or you are really basic as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big thing that was missing for me, which is what I wanted, I knew it wasn't going to show up because they announced it that it wasn't, but Death Stranding.
Yeah. I was hoping there would be some form of a Halo presence, and there wasn't, which was really shocking to me. I thought they would show off at least one thing that was Halo related at the Xbox conference.
A new movie.
A new movie produced by Steven Spielberg, and we're not going to make it. Was it? How long is that? Was it? For those who don't know, there was like a Halo TV show that was announced when the Xbox One was announced. That was going to be produced by Steven Spielberg, and nothing has been said about it since. And they keep saying that they're making it. They're working on it. They're not working on it.
No.
Yeah.
So I guess that's E3 this year.
Yeah. Overall, I'd say it's a bit of a disappointment this year. But some really cool shit was shown off. And a lot of not neat things were there.
Yeah. I would say the things I'm most excited about are, let's see. The Dragon Ball Fighter, Hidden Agenda, Mario Odyssey, Cuphead, the cartoon pirate game, last night, the South Park games, and yeah, that's it.
All right, this one for me, it's gonna be Last Night, Wolfenstein 2, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, um, Sea of Thieves, Super Mario Odyssey, um, and I'll put Mario plus Rabbids on there.
Yeah.
And the Shadow of the Colossus remake.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm excited for that as well.
Yeah, I'd say those are the games I'm most excited for. So all this year was pretty bland.
So yeah, that's E3. We've been going on for a while, so basically covered everything. So yeah,
welcome. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Movie Ben podcast, where we talked about video games for an hour and a half.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll
tune in to the next episode where we talk about books for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then anime for the next one.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you for coming. All right. I'll see you later. See you guys later.